the family of the Waukesha parade suspect, Darrell Brooks, is commenting on the tragedy. And scientists around the globe are working hard to better understand the Omicron coronavirus strain. We'll take a closer look at the efforts being made at a U.S. lab. This is News 3 Now at noon. Local health officials say now is the time to book your COVID booster shots. Public Health says the shots continue to be in high demand and some clinics have limited appointment availability.
We know that people are going to continue to be looking for boosters, especially now that everyone 18 and older is eligible for a booster. So we know that that's a need in our community, and we are continuing to explore whether that's at Alliant, continuing to be at Alliant, at mobile clinics based throughout the community. We're hopeful that we can continue to figure out how we can get people what they need.
Right now, there are no appointments available at the Alliance Center. Other area clinics are booking appointments 2 to 3 weeks out, with 225 to 250 appointments booked per day. Health officials urge the public to keep looking. If you can't get an appointment right away, they say it's a good idea to use the Vaccine Finder website to find appointments in your area. As more countries report cases of the Omicron COVID variant, scientists here in the U.S. are working around the clock to understand the new strain and how contagious it may be. David Begg now shares more from a lab in New York.
Health officials around the world are concerned about the new variant Omicron because it has a never-before-seen number of spike proteins, which the virus uses to enter cells in the human body. There are labs around the U.S. that are testing to see where Omicron is going to pop up first.
We're sequencing the COVID genome of thousands of positive COVID samples.
We went to the Pandemic Response Lab just outside New York City to meet John Laurent. He is head of research and development here. The U.S. is sequencing 80,000 positive PCR tests every week to look for variants. That way, they can determine how fast the variants are spreading and how infectious they are. About 2,000 of those sequences occur right here.
Our turnaround time here, once we get a sample in, is about 3 days.
That may seem like a long time, but these scientists insist it is as fast as they can go. The samples are pooled together, sequenced, and analyzed to search for Omicron and other variants. Right now, the Delta variant makes up more than 99% of cases worldwide.
How long did it take for Delta to become the majority of all COVID-positive patients in New York City?
Thinking back on that, I think it was probably 6 to 8 weeks from the time we first sort of saw it and then really saw it take off. And it took off very quickly.
That's pretty fast.
Yes, it was very fast.
So is it your guess that once you detect Omicron, within, let's say, a month and a half to 2 months, it could be the majority of everything?
It could definitely be.
Scientists say over the next week or two, they're going to learn a lot more about how this new variant will impact the pandemic. David Begnos, CBS News, New York.
And the World Health Organization says Omicron is the 5th COVID variant that has been identified. Let's head to the Weather Center now, where Julian Seawright has a look at your certified most accurate forecast. Pretty warm out there.
Yes, it's pretty warm for the start of our meteorological winter and for December. December 1st is a cloudy one as well, as we're getting things rolling for us into our afternoon hours, folks. Don't expect too much sunshine as we continue into the afternoon hours. Now, as we take a look at just how warm it is, because normally for December 1st, it's around 37 degrees. As of right now, we haven't even hit our high, which is going to be about 50 degrees for today, and it's already 48 as of right now. So this just goes to show you that we are well above seasonable as we're getting things rolling for us. And it's not just Madison that's warm. Of course, Boscobell's at 50 degrees, and plenty of us are into those middle and upper 40s throughout southern Wisconsin as we're getting into our afternoon hours. And then for our wind speeds, a bit on the breezier side, even though some of the wind speeds have come down just a bit, especially between Lone Rock and Madison, but we are still going to be expecting to see quite a windy day for us. Now, in terms of what we saw from this morning, we did have a little bit of a mix that was very brief that swept through, but that has all cleared out for us here in southern Wisconsin, as we are going to be looking at plenty of dry conditions and little to no wet impacts as we get in throughout the rest of the day. Now, looking at our temperatures, expect those 50s to be coming in late this afternoon, but it's definitely still going to be on the warmer side, as we use that term loosely because it is December, but it's still into the cool spot as we roll in. We'll have much more on what else to expect in a few moments, Mark.
We'll see you then, Julian. Thank you. The family of the man accused of killing 6 people and injuring dozens of others after driving through a Waukesha parade is now making their first public comments. Dawn Woods, mother of Darrell Brooks Jr., wrote a letter to the media to offer condolences to the victims of the tragedy. She wrote, quote, "We are deeply saddened and our hearts are torn to pieces over what happened on a day set aside for the community to come together and celebrate." She also wrote about her son's struggle with mental health. You can read the entire letter on our website, channel3000.com. After spending more than a week at Children's Wisconsin, a Waukesha student is now back home. Eric Teagues was playing trombone in the holiday parade when he was struck by the SUV driven by Brooks. Eric suffered a skull fracture and a C4 vertebrae fracture. His femur and ribs were also broken, and his lungs were bruised and collapsed. Eric will also have to relearn how to walk.
Getting in the car was hard for him. Getting out was a little better, but it's still painful. I mean, for him to stand up, he's hard for him to move without putting any weight on that leg, because that leg hurts quite a bit that he broke. So, but he's strong, and he'll get through that. We'll get through this.
Earlier in the day, volunteers built a ramp for Eric. His dad hopes he won't have to use it for very long. Eric had planned to play travel baseball this summer. New at noon, we have an update to some of the drama during the Kyle Rittenhouse trial that got MSNBC banned from the courthouse. This morning, newly released body camera video shows what led up to the ban. On November 17th, James Morrison was stopped by Kenosha police. They say he ran a red light while driving behind the bus transporting the jurors. Morrison said he was an MSNBC employee and was instructed to follow the jurors. In a statement, NBC described Morrison as a freelancer and denied he intended to contact or photograph the jurors. We are learning now that a 17-year-old boy has died in the Michigan school shooting, the 4th victim in the incident. The 15-year-old suspect also wounded 8 others. The sheriff's office says the suspect's father purchased the gun that was used just 4 days ago. Law enforcement and the FBI are sifting through social media as well as surveillance video for clues on what happened. Police do not yet know the shooter's motive. The Oakland County Sheriff's Office says if they were planning early warning signs, they were never notified. Happening today, the Supreme Court will determine if the state of Mississippi can ban abortion after 15 weeks of pregnancy. Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves said the measure is a monumental opportunity for the pro-life movement. But some say if the Supreme Court rules in favor of the law, it would partially or fully overturn Roe versus Wade and hurt women across the country. The court has not yet ruled on a Texas abortion law, which allows private citizens to sue anyone who aids or abets in abortion after 6 weeks of pregnancy.
And it's the right to life, which is exactly why I signed that law, to ensure that any baby with a heartbeat will be saved from the ravages of abortion in Texas.
It's unfair for women across the nation because this will strip us of those 14th Amendment protections, and that will make us second-class citizens, basically unable to partake in society on an equal basis.
If the high court rules in Mississippi's favor, it could immediately have an impact throughout the U.S. because state governments could suddenly have the ability to begin crafting and enforcing their own individual laws on abortion access. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon.
Holiday hiring heats up, and from single to spoken for, the top places to relocate in the name of love. I'm Diane King Hall at the New York Stock Exchange. Of those stories and more in your CBS Money Watch report.
Guys, if you're suffering from erectile dysfunction, Peak Performance for Men has a natural solution that can help you today. That's right. Stop wasting money on pill after pill that just masks your ED. Fix it for good. We can make the difference. Call Peak Performance for Men today.
Those brave men and women of our armed forces, generations of them. Why should today's burdens fall back onto them? They were there for us. Now let's be there for them. Your local Wisconsin energy providers and the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund are working together to deliver Wisconsin veterans in crisis heat, power, and help staying in their home. But they can't do it alone. Call to donate today.
Now at Century House. Give $50 or more to charity and receive $400 off stressless Mayfair recliners and office chairs, $200 off any stressless recliner and office chair, and $200 off each stressless sofa seat. Don't wait. It's time for Stressless. Donate and save at the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
It's time to choose a Medicare plan. So why not choose a 5-star Medicare Advantage HMO plan from Quartz? Starting as low as $0 per month, including medical, hospital, and prescriptions, and dental, vision, and hearing aid benefits. Learn more. Call us today to find a plan that fits your budget and your lifestyle. Quartz offers the region's top-rated Medicare Advantage plans, and they're now even more exciting. New for 2022, the Quartz Cash Card gives you the freedom to spend up to $460 annually on a variety of health-related products and services. And Quartz gives you access to an all-star team of high-quality providers, featuring UW Health, giving you the 5-star treatment you deserve. Because at Quartz, you're the star of our 5-star Medicare Advantage plans. Don't wait. Call now to get plan details from Quartz or speak with one of our enrollment specialists today.
Whether you have a design emergency or you just want to shop the best furniture showroom in town, you need Dwellings, Madison's best kept secret for design and furniture. Shop our fabulous showroom, Hard Rock Road, Fitchburg.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon. Winner of the National Edward R. Murrow Award for Overall Excellence in Television.
More than 500,000 jobs were added to the economy in November. That's according to payroll processor ADP. The number was better than expected. The lion's share of job gains were in the services sector. One retail trade group says the newest coronavirus strain could shake up holiday spending. The National Retail Trade Federation previously predicted seasonal sales would rise to a record of as much as $859 billion by the end of December. Spending was expected to be spread across experience-based gifts like travel, restaurants, and spa days. The trade group is now predicting those dollars will be redirected to toys, electronics, and clothes. Tectonic change at Twitter when it comes to privacy. The company is now prohibiting users from sharing photos or videos of a private person without that person's permission. The ban is more broad than U.S. law, which allows people to be filmed or photographed when in public places. And finding love in all the right locations. According to a new study from Wallet Hub, Madison, Wisconsin is the best city for singles. Seattle came in second, and Portland, Oregon rounded out the top 3. The personal finance site looked at 32 key metrics to compile its list, like online dating opportunities, restaurant costs, and percentage of single people. And that's your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the New York Stock Exchange, I'm Diane King Hall.
How about that? We're number 1. Let's check Wall Street at the noon hour. The Dow Industrials up 345 points. The NASDAQ up 180. The S&P 500 up 65. There's still more to come at noon, including what Howard's got cooking in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. And could we see temperatures in the 50s this week? Julian has the full forecast next.
When Old Man Winter brings you a plumbing emergency, call RHD for help. Reliable, honest, dedicated. With 24/7 emergency service for your home or business. RHD Plumbing.
Steinhaffel's Black Friday sale has been extended. Last chance to save big and get great deals like this entertainment console, only $249. This sofa, now only $599. Or a queen bed for just $749. This 5-piece dining set, $849. Get a free power base when you buy a Serta Perfect Sleeper King or Queen mattress. Get these great deals and more during Steinhaffel's Black Friday extended sale. Only at Steinhaffel's and steinhaffels.com.
Hello, I'm Roman Ryan of Ryan Funeral Homes. As a locally owned and operated funeral home, it's important to know that not all funeral homes are the same. Some other Madison area funeral homes are actually owned by corporations based outside of the United States. A corporately owned funeral home is focused on the bottom line, making services more costly. We have served local families for more than 80 years, and our priority is investing in the community and your family. In your time of need, Ryan Funeral Homes are here for you.
I was doing some shopping and got a pop-up on my laptop. Computer had a virus. So I called the number on the page, and the guy on the phone wants to take control of my screen to sort it out. Then I remember a tip I got from the AARP Fraud Watch Network. Control my screen. This is a tech support scam. Thankfully, my order still went through.
Recognize fraud sooner so your money lives longer. The younger you are, the more you need AARP.
When Old Man Winter brings you a plumbing emergency, call RHD for help. Reliable, honest, dedicated. With 24/7 emergency service for your home or business. RHD Plumbing.
It's true, small acts of kindness can really make a big impact. I'll show you what a cleaning business right here in the 608 is doing to help families facing cancer.
And your first storm forecast has temperatures in the 50s. That's tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
Where have all the truck drivers gone?
There's not a trucking company that doesn't have a sign out, help wanted.
Mark Kane takes you inside a local diesel driving school to find out what's causing the driver shortage and what's being done to get them back on the road. Thursday on News 3 Now at 6. The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Let's check in now with Pam Yankee from the Midwest Farm Report on this mild December day.
Oh, this is crazy. This is just crazy. I'm loving it, but this is kind of crazy. I'm going out tomorrow to visit with John and Dorothy Prisky up by Fall River. They are this year's Sand County Foundation Aldo Leopold Conservation Award winners, and I'm going to go up there and see what they're doing. And to be able to do it without boots on or mittens and gloves will be fantastic. Today, we're focused in on what's happening with the dairy industry. Wisconsin's dairy producers saw a little bit of an uptick in their October milk price, $19.60 a hundredweight, according to the Wisconsin Ag Statistical Service. That works out to be about $1.68 per gallon at the farm gate. That's $1.30 per hundredweight higher than what our dairy farmers were paid for their September milk production, but it is $2 a hundredweight less than what they were paid for their milk October a year ago. Talking more about dairy, keeping an eye on Wisconsin's milk production. I've mentioned to you before that we're kind of going against the grain when it comes to overall production. Wisconsin continuing to add on more milk. European Union just announced that their milk production in places like Germany and France went down almost 2.5% compared to a year ago. Now, there's still milk production increases in places like Italy and Ireland, but boy, trying to get that milk moved around to their supply teams and where they're being processing is kind of a challenge. So the European Union suddenly focused in on what's happening with their dairy industry, not just domestically, but what that means to them being able to supply world market contracts. And of course, if they start to falter, the United States stands ready to step in and capitalize on some of those markets. Talking about dairy today, pretty quiet on our product prices. Barrel cheese unchanged at $1.60. 40-pound block cheese unchanged at $1.85 3/4. Double A butter back a penny higher today at $1.98 per pound. So, like I said, everybody getting excited about the weather outside. I see more Christmas lights on my way into work at about 2 o'clock in the morning. I want to thank everybody on my very short route. Thank you very much for the color, for the splash. That's one of the benefits of the warmer weather. No excuses to not put your Christmas lights out. That's right. Everybody's
putting their lights up. Signs of the season. All right, Pam, thank you. Let's take a look now at your full forecast. Here's Julian. Temperatures more like October than December. What's going on out there?
Pretty much, you're right. It is more like an October day than it is December 1st. However, it is nice, though, if you haven't put your Christmas lights up just yet, because we are looking for some pretty good conditions for the next couple of days in order for you to do so. But as we're rolling into our Wednesday afternoon, we're still holding on to some cloud cover. The sun is doing its best to try to peek through, but we are looking at the clouds to still be winning that battle as we're going into the afternoon hours. 48 degrees as of right now, still just below the breezy side, but the winds are still moving around here in southern Wisconsin, especially for Madison. And as we can see, those temperatures are still into those upper and middle 40s for us. Lower 50s for Bosque as of right now, with 48 in Monroe, Lone Rock, Madison, and for Prairie du Chien as we're rolling into our afternoon hours. And those winds are still starting to die down in some areas. However, for Platteville, 15 miles per hour and 17 miles per hour in Janesville. And those southerly winds are really doing a great job at keeping us into those mild temperatures that we are seeing, especially as we get into the afternoons. We're looking for a high of 50 degrees, and those winds are going to continue to ramp up, especially here in Madison, from 10 to 20 miles per hour. So expect a breezy day for us. So planning out the rest of the day, however, As I mentioned, the sun's not going to be it's going to lose the battle between the clouds and the sun for the sky for today, as we're going to be seeing those temperatures still hanging into those upper 40s throughout those increments, but the 50s will still be dominant. As we go in throughout, however, we are still looking at dry conditions on our radar, but we're keeping an eye on is because we have this warm front that has moved in. It's going to be just up into the north, where it's going to be looking into trying to settle its way into the upper Midwest, just to bring in a bit more cooler temperatures, but it's not going to be shaking things up for us in the next few days. So what we're going to be expecting is cloudy days for us throughout today and even going into our Thursday. However, for Thursday, we are looking for temperatures to start off a little bit slower, and then as we're going to go in, still looking at those 50s to really dominate as we get into the afternoon. Now, one thing we are going to continue to keep an eye on is this weekend, still looking at chances of seeing some rain and snow mixes for our Sunday that will carry into the overnight hours for our Monday. And precipitation chances are best for Sunday and for Tuesday, but until then, we are looking at a lot of dry conditions for us for the next few days. And since the temperatures are so warm, we're not looking for a whole lot of snowfall either, or even snow that will stick. So what we're looking at for the next few days is we are looking for those 50s, and then we're going to start to topple down going into those 40s, and then a bit closer to seasonable, but still just not cold enough, especially as we get into Sunday to see any kind of precipitation, because that precipitation is going to be just so warm that it's mostly going to be on the rainy side. Then as we get into next week, then we'll start to fall into more December-like feels, but that even doesn't seem to be long-lasting, as next Friday is going to look like it's on to the warmer end. Mark.
All right. We'll take it for now, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's just a roller coaster.
All right, Julian, thank you. Well, grab yourself a big glass of milk, because if you love Christmas cookies, you're not going to want to miss what Howard's making in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
We're combining two of Mrs. Claus's holiday favorites, gingerbread and eggnog, into one incredible cookie cup. We start by preparing a package of gingerbread cookie and cake mix according to the package directions and rolling them into balls. Then we place each ball in a muffin cup and press them down gently before baking them. As soon as they come out of the oven, using a shot glass or the handle of a wooden spoon, we create a well in the center of each one before popping them back into the oven. After they finish baking, we press the center down again and let them cool while we whip up a fluffy eggnog cream to fill them with. Not only are these super tasty, they're also so much fun. As a matter of fact, rumor has it that Mrs. Claus makes these for Santa and all the elves right before they head out on Christmas Eve. To get the recipe for what we call Mrs. Claus's Holiday Cookie Cups, all you have to do is visit our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a ho-ho-ho kind of way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
All right, Howard, thank you. Coming up next, we'll share some holiday recipes from Angie Horkin from the Wisconsin Beef Council. Stay with us.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
I was a Navy submariner for over 20 years. I spent a large portion of my life underwater. Service is about putting your country before yourself. But Senator Ron Johnson uses his office to serve himself. Ron Johnson passed a special tax break that benefited his family's business, then cashed out of the company for $5 million. Ron Johnson has doubled his wealth since he's been elected. That's not what service is about. Tell Ron Johnson to stop voting for tax laws that benefit himself.
With Dad's arthritis, he needs extra help around the house, so I called a Grace. Yes, a Grace. With their age-at-home service, he can stay at home.
That's where I want to spend these months. With hospice care from a Grace, I can stay home with my dog and my grandkids and their laughter.
I had no idea laughter could be a part of my life again after Joe died, but through a Grace, I found hope and healing.
A Grace, caring every step of the way.
Stop in and save with everything you need for your home right now at Menards. Update your kitchen with top appliance brands including Whirlpool, Amana, KitchenAid, Maytag, and Criterion. Check out the largest in-stock selection to take home today at the lowest prices. Upgrade to new energy-efficient appliances and save big right now at Menards. Plus, a Menards gift card is always a great gift idea.
At Security Health Plan, we're celebrating you.
And you. 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 And you. By offering affordable Medicare plans with special perks just for you. Register for a seminar or personal appointment to learn more.
McGann Furniture in Baraboo reminds you to be sure to ask about delivery options when shopping for new furniture. Because every store is different. Some stores have very specific restrictions, while others charge you an arm and a leg. At McGann's, we take pride in our skilled delivery team, and in most cases, delivery is free. And remember, at McGann's, we don't inflate prices only to mark them down for a sale. Stop in today and discover the difference. You'll be glad you did. McGann Furniture, downtown Baraboo.
Angie Horkin from the Wisconsin Beef Council joining us now from her kitchen. Hi, Ange.
Hello. Happy December.
You too. And I guess we're beefing up for the holidays today.
We are. It's kind of, we made it through Thanksgiving, so now let's think about Christmas, New Year's, and beef roasts. So I have an awesome recipe. It's a smoked prime rib roast. So, you know, I did the smoked recipes earlier in the summer. I tried smoking 2 beef rib roasts, and it turned out perfectly. So we have that recipe on the website. So if you have a smoker and you got some time these holidays, I smoked it 5 hours, 225 degrees. The smoker was set to, and then I put the probe in it. So I took it off the smoking when the internal temperature was like 130, 135. And then I finished it in the oven at 350 degrees. And I just finished it in my roasting pan and on my rack. But in the smoker, you just put it right on the grate. And then before I smoked it, I rubbed it with a generous amount of extra virgin olive oil, kosher salt, black pepper, and then fresh herbs. So I chopped up some thyme, some rosemary, and some sage. And so I just rubbed it on. So super easy, like 6 ingredients for the rub. And then finished it in the oven about 30 minutes. Just put your oven safe meat thermometer in the roast and take it up to that 140 temp. This one I pulled out at 140, but it's been sitting about a half an hour before I sliced it. So it definitely raised temperature to over medium rare. This is definitely a little bit more done than a medium rare. It's more of a medium. So probably raised 15 degrees while I let it sit and rest, but very important to let it rest. So if you don't want to smoke it, if you just want to do it in the oven, super easy to do the holiday roast. Just get a nice roasting pan and a rack, or even a simple 9x13 cake pan, metal pan, roll up some foil, make a rack, elevate it. Now, if you buy the bone-in roast, you technically don't need the rack because the bones work as the rack. But, boneless, bone-in, whatever you prefer. Watch the supermarket flyers for what's on sale. We'll have tenderloin roasts that are great. These are bone-in. Rib roasts, ribeye roast, boneless is perfect. And also, if you go to beeftips.com, now we're featuring we have some more economical roasts. So like a sirloin tip roast or a round tip roast that you can do in the oven too for a holiday meal.
Angie, sorry to interrupt, but we are running a little long here. So we'll get the recipes online.
Perfect. Yeah. Go to beeftips.com, our Wisconsin Beef Council website, and you'll see the link right there on the homepage.
All right. Sorry to interrupt you, but the recipes are all online, so we'll get them there. Thanks, Ange.
You're welcome.
All right. Here's Julia now. One final check your forecast.
And closing things out for our Wednesday afternoon, expect some more cloud cover to stick around for us. But for the next few days, at least it's going to be feeling not like December. Temperatures will be into those 50s as we go in throughout the next couple. And then as we head into Friday, we'll be starting to dwindle down into the middle to lower 40s. And then as we get into the weekend, 30s will be back, but just not the freezing point. Over to you, Mark.
All right. Enjoy it while we can. Thanks, Julian. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you back here at 4 o'clock. In the meantime, have a great afternoon.